Hi, I'm Vance, and welcome to Repair and Replace. If your refrigerator works, the compressor runs, but the system isn't cooling properly, then it could be an issue with the condenser fan. In this episode, first, we'll learn how it all works. Then we'll access and test the motor with a multimeter. Finally, we'll see how to install a new condenser fan. This applies to most top freezer, bottom freezer, and side-by-side refrigerators. All refrigerators work in the same basic way. When cooling is needed, the cold control sends power to the cooling circuit. The compressor pushes the refrigerant through the system. In the freezer, heat is extracted by the evaporator coils and is released through the condenser coils behind the refrigerator. This process continues until the set temperature is reached. The condenser fan circulates air over the condenser coils and the compressor. If the fan stops working, then heat will not transfer effectively. A faulty condenser fan can also prevent the refrigerator from shutting off. The compressor will continue to run to try to keep the system cool. Additionally, a buildup of dust on the condenser coils can also restrict the transfer of heat. To begin, you might need a screwdriver or nut driver and a multimeter. You might also need a brush or a vacuum. Keep in mind there is some variation between models, and not all refrigerators will have the same parts. You can enter your model number on the AMRE Supply website to see a parts breakdown. This can be helpful to show you which parts are in your refrigerator and where they are located. First, slide the refrigerator out from the wall. When there is enough room, unplug the cord to disconnect the power. In some models, you might need to remove the water supply line to gain access to the back. Close the shutoff valve to turn off the water supply. Next, use an adjustable wrench to loosen and remove the supply line. Let any remaining water drain into a plastic container. Now, slide the fridge all the way out so you have plenty of room to work. On the back of the refrigerator is an access panel. Use a 1/4 inch nut driver to remove the screws. Now simply lift up to remove the panel. The condenser fan can fail electrically or mechanically. You can test the motor in place, or you can disconnect the wires and remove the fan assembly. This will make it easier to see what you're doing. First, check if the fan blades spin freely. If it feels restricted or if there's any visible damage, then replace the fan. If you have a C-frame or round motor, then you can still test for continuity. Set your multimeter to the ohms or resistance setting. Now touch the probes to each terminal. Depending on the motor, there should be a resistance reading of around 20 to 4,000 ohms. Now, if there's no resistance and no continuity, then the motor is faulty and should be replaced. Some motors can't be tested this way. If the resistance is more than 1 million ohms, then the motor likely has sealed internal components. This means you won't be able to test the resistance of the motor windings. If you're not sure if it's faulty, then it's still best to replace it. To install a new motor, first remove the fan blades. Now unscrew the motor and remove it. Align the new motor and screw it into place. Now reattach the fan blades. Align the assembly onto the mount. Now tighten the screws. Finally, reconnect the wires. To ensure proper airflow, it's best to clean the fan and condenser coils. In most models, you can access the coils through the back. Using a vacuum or brush, clean any dust or dirt from the coils. In some cases, the coils are located under the fridge, so you might need to remove the kick plate. Align the back panel onto the mounting tabs. Now tighten the screws. Reconnect the water supply and tighten the connection. Open the shutoff valve. Plug in the cord to reconnect the power. Now slide it back into place. Make sure to leave a couple of inches of space between the refrigerator and the wall. This will allow for proper airflow. Now test the refrigerator to see if it's working properly. If you like this and want to see more tutorials and informational videos, then subscribe to our channel. And if you need help, you can call or visit an AMRE location to talk with our knowledgeable staff. Thanks for watching.